Do you love movies? So do I. What's up, y'all? It's KB, and I love movies. Inviting you to listen to The Conversation, a film podcast where passion meets perspective and opinion. From the old school to the new, I invite a guest on to discuss the movies that thrill us, challenge us, break our hearts, or even blow our minds. There's always new episodes dropping wherever you get your podcasts. So join the conversation. We don't just watch movies. We love talking about them too. The Conversation with KB Loves Movies, a part of Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Hello, my name is Kevin Tudor, and I'm one of the three hosts of Almost Major, a film podcast dissecting many major indie studios and the films they release. Every week, myself, Charlie Nash, and Bryden Doyle discuss overlooked, forgotten, or bona fide classic indie films via studio-specific miniseries. We've previously covered numerous films from Artisan Entertainment, Lionsgate Films, and New Line Cinema. Titles including The Blair Witch Project, American Psycho, Dogville, But I'm a Cheerleader, Saw, Requiem for a Dream, and Ringmaster, you know, the Jerry Springer film. Anyways, we have a fun time every week and we hope you will join us. Subscribe to Almost Major wherever you get your podcasts. Now proudly a part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Kulturecast. I'm Editor-in-Chief Chris Stachiw.
And I'm John Lein, and I don't have a themed intro today, because I can't really think of one.
And I'll whisper, no. And this week we have guest host with us, Russ Linton, who's been on the Kulturecast before. How are you doing today, Russ?
Doing good. Great to be here.
And I have to apologize in advance, Russ, because apparently we only bring you on to watch bad movies.
Hey, I'm cool with that. We discussed this last time, right? I'm looking for bad movies.
But these are the kind of bad that aren't endearingly bad.
Well, that's true, but I actually enjoyed Watchmen, so we'll have to talk about that.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I like both.
Well, so as Russ kind of mentioned, this week we watched Captain America 1990, not Captain America: The First Avenger, and we also watched Watchmen. So let's get right into Captain America 1990. Features Matt Salinger, Ronny Cox. It's pretty much a Captain America origin story. We actually got to speak with Ronny Cox, so we'll play that interview here in a little bit. It was not released in the United States for almost 20 years. 21 years?
Yeah, it only got released in the U.S. to...
Thank God is right.
It only got released in the U.S. to promo First Avenger, so...
Yeah, and this isn't like, fine wine. This, didn't age well on the shelf.
No, this is just like the turd that sits in the yard and just gets more calcified.
Right.
So, Russ, what did you think of this movie?
Well, first off, my methods of viewing were a little, I don't know the best way to put it.
Did you watch it on YouTube?
Yeah, I watched it on YouTube. So basically it was like a full motion watercolor. So I couldn't tell what the hell was going on most of the time. But but I'm still convinced that this is the best way to watch this movie.
I mean, it has to be. I don't know if there are legit ways to watch this movie.
Yeah, no, there aren't. I mean, it was just really messed up. Sometimes I couldn't tell who was who. And again, it was the most entertaining way to watch this movie. Most everybody looked like that shape changer guy off of Deep Space Nine.
Surprisingly, this movie actually got a full Blu-ray release.
Did it?
Yes. It did because we mentioned, because we mentioned the movie was released 20 years after it was filmed in the United States, and it was released on Blu-ray.
Right.
In 2013.
I liked this movie. I mean, it's not the best superhero movie ever made. Thomas Jane's Punisher.
Rocketeer.
But it's for a movie from 1990, it didn't really fall into the same traps as other old superhero movies do. I mean, you got that Japanese Spider-Man movie where Spider-Man is like a transformer.
Supida-Man.
Right, Supida-Man. You got like, I think there's a Hulk movie where he's not even like really the Hulk. I don't know.
I mean, there was a Hulk TV show.
Well, yeah, but he's actually the Hulk in that. I'm saying this movie at least follows the comics. And it does a lot of stuff better than I think First Avenger did.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Not everything.
Like what?
Not everything.
Give me an example.
So in this movie, Captain America, he immediately goes to fight Red Skull. We don't have to sit there and watch Matt Salinger in a Captain America costume dance around on stage and sing. And he goes to fight.
I forgot that was a thing.
He goes to fight Red Skull. He actually fights Red Skull. Red Skull actually beats the shit out of Captain America.
Right.
And then he gets frozen like 20, 30 minutes into the movie. And then the rest of the movie deals with him actually dealing with being unfrozen in present day. As opposed to, which is what his, like, the most interesting thing about Captain America is him dealing with the fact that everyone he knows and loves is either dead or in, like, retirement homes on life support machines.
Right.
And in the first Avenger, it was at the very end he crashed into the glacier, and in Winter Soldier, it's just like he visits that Peggy Carter chick once.
Right.
And then it's right to action. And so there's none of that character development reaction to his actual situation that you get in this movie, and I think that it does that better.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, but I don't know that, I don't know if this does it better or not. I mean, there's a lot of Captain America that, took place during those war years. You know, and that's when the comic was really popular and the character kind of came into his own. So, I think it was good to have a movie, you know, doing that, you know, and punching Hitler in the face or whatever, but
which we don't get to see in this movie.
Yeah, which we don't get to see. I mean, come on. But I think it was okay for them to kind of linger on that in the new movies. This movie, yes, it does get straight to the action, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it goes straight there. I mean, there's really no development or character development or anything. It's just like you can tell somebody's just reading the set direction. They're like, okay, got to do this, got to do that, got to do this. We're there. Boom. Punch him in the face, you know?
So are you saying you enjoyed this movie, John?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I also enjoyed Dolph Lundgren's Punisher from 1989. And that suffers from the same things, kind of wooden acting, because it's a superhero movie from the 1990s. Nobody really thought that shit was going to be big. I mean, and that's noticeable when you look at their budget. Captain America, the director at times was like, we're making a movie about two superhumans fighting each other for the fate of the world, and at multiple times during filming production, we had literally $0 in our bank accounts.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't
it did show.
Right. And there wasn't a belief in superhero movies. It was let's make a niche movie that's essentially going to be watched the same way that porn is.
I guess. I mean, I thought that the point of this was just to capture action fans and, you know, introduce them to a new character, if that makes sense.
This looks like a movie that you make just because you have the rights to something and they're about to expire.
Yeah. Kind of like Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And like every X-Men
like
movie.
Or most of the Fantastic Four movies. Pretty much all of them. Yeah.
Oh, God.
I don't know about the new one. I don't know.
Oh, we know about the new one. It looks bad. It looks bad. I don't know about the new one, but we do. I didn't like this movie, but I wish that the Red Skull in the new movie had been like this Red Skull. Because the Red Skull in the new movie is just kind of like a guy.
An evil guy.
Yeah. In this movie, he's just... evil. In this movie, he's like a fucking dick. You know, he's like actually like menacing, and he says like really crazy shit. And I think it helps that that Captain America and Red Skull's origin stories are kind of the same.
Right. Yeah, it kind of links them together, and they do get a little bit more information about Red Skull. Like, we kind of open with him as a kid, and that part is kind of interesting.
With an Italian family getting gunned down
by Nazis, yeah.
By Nazis. You got the guy jumping through the window, and then the other guy's opening the door like, what the hell are you doing?
It's called Blitzkrieg, Russ.
It was shock and awe. You gotta come in
from multiple angles of attack, bro. Multiple angles of attack.
That way, if that little old Italian lady has a gun, she can only get one of you.
So yeah, let's talk about we'll talk about the plot a little bit, then we'll talk about some of the people. The movie, I mean, I feel like it's pretty rote in the way that the plot progresses. I mean, it doesn't do anything particularly interesting with the Captain America license. It kind of goes through all the motions.
Yeah.
Red Skull ends up getting him frozen. He comes back and has to fight Red Skull.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they make Red Skull cut off his own hand, like in a Saw movie.
Right.
Because he, has Captain America tied to a rocket, and he, walks up to Captain America, and Captain America grabs his hand, and Red Skull can't pull away. And so instead of punching Captain America until he lets go, he, just grabs a fucking Bowie knife and chops it off.
Again, this movie is made for children.
Yeah, totally.
People getting gunned down in the first 10 minutes and people cutting their hands off.
Hands off, yeah. And the kid getting subjected basically to torture. That's always great.
Well, yeah, because
drag him out of the house.
Red Skull is turned into Red Skull as a child.
Right.
As an unwilling experiment.
Which I love that part because it's like, okay, we've got this process and it makes this rat twice as smart. So, the Nazis are thinking, and super strong. And the Nazis are thinking, well, let's go get the smartest kid we can find, and then we'll put him through the program. And then we, flash forward to America, and we've got them going, hey, let's go find some kid with polio and make him walk straight, It's
because people with crippling diseases are better at heart, Russ.
At least we didn't have CGI Chris Evans looking like a midget.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Evans' face pasted on a weird Holocaust survivor body.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that's real bad.
It's more true to the comic, but yeah, it's a little awkward.
And he used a trash can lid to defend himself. Get it?
But they accomplished the same body transformation thing, I think, in this movie. I mean, he doesn't look as obviously scrawny and shitty, but he walks with that pronounced limp and he wears baggy clothes.
Right.
And so you can't really tell that he's actually kind of buff looking. And then they put him on the table and change him, and then he wears tighter clothes and doesn't limp anymore. And it accomplishes the same visual objective, and you don't need CGI monster human.
Yeah.
CGI horrifying. Marvel, the proprietors of horrifying CGI.
Also, the transformation process itself, those scenes are almost identical to the first Avenger, except that the first Avenger had an Iron Maiden around Captain America.
Well, yeah, so that when he comes out, there could be smoke glistening off of his abs.
Right, but they do.
I'm just saying, that's the only reason they did it, so the women could be like, "Oh my god, Captain America."
But I mean, it's the same.
Yeah, it's the same kind of trying to
shot of a scientist reacting to something we can't see. Sound of screaming. Shot of generals and politicians going, oh, and then he gets turned into Captain America, and guess what? The news reporter is a Nazi spy, because journalism is for traitors.
Things I've learned from this movie, journalism is for traitors. So he gets frozen because he is shot on a rocket, and he redirects it.
To save a child and the White House.
Yeah. But more importantly, a child.
Right.
Yeah.
And a young kid sees him and photographs him.
While he's riding a rocket.
Because that's possible. I don't even know what to say. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, well, with his little, whatever it was, his little brownie camera or whatever, yeah, there's no way the kid's getting that shot. Sorry. It's just not working.
Man, you have to
it's
believe
pretty clear,
us.
too. It's pretty clear.
No, it's just like an outline, isn't it? Just like an outline of his
It's
head.
clear enough that when he sees the other picture, he's like, shit, that's Captain America.
Yeah, exactly. He can recognize his face. Although, again, on my watercolor version, I had no idea what the fuck he was looking at. It looked like just a black blob. And so I'm thinking, man, this kid's got some eyes on him or something.
He saw those sweet Captain America wings, dude.
Oh, there you go.
The little wings on
The wings
top.
attached to the side of his head.
Oh,
Captain
Little,
America's
like Hermes boot wings.
Captain America's outfit in this movie looked like the outfit the guy wears at Universal Studios Orlando, where you can meet Captain America. It looks that cheap.
No, this looked like somebody on the convention floor. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, it totally did. But again, it's 1990.
Again, the one at Universal Studios looks like a convention. I mean, convention. It looks like someone made it themselves.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I love cosplay and all. You know, it's cool. Nothing against it. But if you're filming a movie, you might not want to use that costume. You know, just saying.
Yeah, but they're filming a movie in 1990.
Well, I've seen movies in 1990.
I think what you're trying to say, John, is they're filming a movie in 1990 with no money.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to cut it a little bit of slack for its horrible budget and
Not
its
really.
age.
Well, I mean, in 1990, a pair of scissors might have been $1, you know? They could have fixed those eye
their
holes.
entire budget.
They could have fixed the eye holes.
The eye holes. So after Captain America gets frozen in Alaska, we get this kind of montage of newspapers flipping towards the screen with
Classic.
with narration over it, kind of chronicling the kid whose name is Thomas Kimball, the kid who takes a picture of Captain America as he kind of becomes a war hero and a politician.
And shows his fat friend the picture.
Fat friend played by Ned Beatty.
Right.
And, you know, I think it was a kind of an interesting way to go about transitioning to the 1990 part of the film.
Instead of just being like, cut, 1990.
Right. Well, because they have to build up Ronny Cox's character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so then, you know, we get to him as president, and he is totally against the, like, military-industrial complex.
And, like, big oil and all that shit.
Yeah, he wants to save the Earth. Environmental Protection Act.
Right.
I'm trying to remember what his line was. It's medicine. It's bad medicine. But if we don't take it, we're gonna die.
That was the dumbest speech. The dumbest speech ever.
What in God's name are you talking about?
To be fair, I think that he's like more extreme on this sort of position than is believable, because at the same time, the Red Skull has formed like a corporation specifically designed to pollute and destroy the planet through social decay. I think that's the whole plan of Red Skull.
Well, and Red Skull also, like, it's said that Red Skull kills Martin Luther King and JFK and Robert Kennedy.
He's responsible for everything.
Everything bad that's
on
the
planet.
Yeah, it's Red Skull.
Pollution, Red Skull. Yeah, that's
let's
it.
talk about Red Skull real quick. So at the beginning of the movie, he's a kid, and then he becomes Red Skull, and he looks kind of like stereotypical Red Skull.
Right.
And then after Captain America goes and gets frozen, he gets plastic surgery to look normal.
With like a really scarred up fucking face, though.
He doesn't look normal. He looks like he has Play-Doh for face.
Right.
He looks
unsettling.
similar to Jigsaw in the Warzone Punisher movie.
Yeah, his face doesn't really have any, like, definition to it. It's not good.
Yeah, it was kind of a odd transformation. I gotta agree. I was kind of looking forward to seeing the regular old Red Skull mask, face or whatever. But he had this strange, I guess it's the 90s. That's what you do, right? You go get plastic surgery.
And I mean, I don't even know what that actor looks like otherwise. So
Scott Paullin.
I mean, he's been in Castle. Is the other thing. I mean, he's a normal looking dude, but he just looks really strange.
He's a little gaunt.
He's he's strange looking as Red Skull after plastic surgery.
I'd also like to point out that at some time Red Skull had just a litter of children.
Yeah.
Which means he found at least one woman to, like, have sex with him and then stick around long enough to have babies.
Right.
Multiple babies? Like, a whole family of babies?
Do you think that was while he was Red Skull?
Maybe, because if you think about it, some of those kids,
your Red Skull.
Some of those kids were old enough that possibly that type of reconstruction, as shitty as it was, wouldn't have been around. So theoretically, yeah, it would have been with Red Skull face. It's like the women that want to marry Charles Manson in prison or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
We found a few of those. And...
Do you want to have sex with this guy who's got a red dome for a head and like his face just looks like a skeleton's face?
Right.
Essentially, he looks like a Red Skull.
Yeah.
Would you like to put his dick in you?
Can we have the lights off, please?
Double bag that shit. You know what? Just triple bag that shit.
Why can't you wear a mask like all the other supervillains?
So Captain America's body is found in Alaska by the team from The Thing.
Right.
And that's all I can think of when they find him in the ice. Is like, oh shit. He comes out, his stomach's gonna open up and bite some people's hands off.
We don't know what this thing is in the ice, but it's gone. Oh no.
We're filming something else here.
The dog mutates.
Yeah, in the comics, at least in one version, he was found by like Inuit fishermen or something, and their village worshipped this block of ice. Yeah, it was crazy, and it pissed off Submariner, and so he chunked it into the ocean, and that's when he started to thaw, and the Avengers found him and stuff.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why wasn't it in this one?
Probably because it kind of reeks of the typical, Eurocentric savages worship a white man thing,
And then you would need the rights to Namor.
Yeah, that's true.
Because guys, in the 1990s, they weren't about world building. Come on.
Yeah.
Or spending money on superheroes.
Right.
Even though, to be fair, they totally bring up Human Torch at one point in this movie.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a good point. They do.
They're
because
like,
the kids.
If it had been Human Torch, he would have just blown it up. I'm not sure about that, but okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if being able to set yourself on fire makes you invulnerable to shrapnel.
Oh, and they mentioned Submariner, too.
Right.
The little Italian kids at the beginning.
Well, no, I think it's in that same scene when the kids are... the young president and his friend are sitting around on the bed talking or whatever. I think because they're talking about what guy that could have been on the rocket. I'm pretty sure.
Strap Namor to a rocket.
I mean, to be fair, that I think that's kind of interesting that they even kind of talk about that in this movie.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
it's the spark of the Marvel Universe as we know it today.
This is where it started, guys. I would like to believe that what ended up happening is at the end of this Captain America movie, he goes into a coma, and that all the Avengers movies in Marvel MCU are just in Captain America's brain.
Matt Salinger's Captain America hallucinating in a coma.
Yeah.
Nice.
How great would that be at the end of the MCU, which...
Matt Salinger just wakes up in a hospital?
He's like, what did I just dream?
They'd have to find Matt Salinger first. This might have been the only movie he ever did.
Matt Salinger and his dad are hanging out together. I guess J.D. Salinger's dead, so...
Yeah.
But maybe Matt Salinger's gone into hiding like J.D. Salinger did. I don't know. I made this movie, now I have to go.
Right.
My planet needs me.
Or maybe he's big in Turkey, so he moved there.
Big in Yugoslavia?
Yeah. That was the second release country,
Yugoslavia.
Turkey. Yeah. Like, Captain America. We know you.
Oh, shit. So when Captain America comes back after being frozen, he, of course, goes to find his girlfriend, Bernice.
Well, you're skipping over Ned Beatty picking him up in fucking... Canada.
You can't skip that. There's so many continuity errors and problems there. It's unbelievable.
Oh,
because Ned Beatty drives from Washington to Canada, picks Captain America up in a car made in Japan,
right?
And with the camera made in Germany, and then tries to convince Captain America that he's not a Nazi spy.
Right. And then the whole. I love his superhero move.
Where he just runs back into the car?
Yeah, he's like, I've got to throw up. So he gets out and just walks down the road a little ways. And then turns around and runs. I mean, what is... It's like, is this Benny Hill or is this Captain America? Fat. What the fuck is this?
No, because he does that shit to the chick, too.
He does. He tries it again. He's like, oh, that's my special move. I'm going to do
It's
that
like
again.
his signature finisher move is, I need to vomit. Haha, I've got your card.
I was so waiting for him to say that to the Red Skull. That would have been fucking awesome.
Fuck my shield, bro. I can run really fast.
Oh, God. Red Skull.
Hang on, before you shoot me, I got to vomit.
I just want to, like, Red Skull's driving him in a prison van, and he says, I have to vomit. Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, in the fight with Red Skull, he throws the shield, it, like, sticks in the pavement, he gets tied to the rocket, they shoot him off, he's in the ice, and then he wakes up in Alaska, and next thing we know, he's running through Canada from Alaska, which I guess he must have been right on the border or something, with his shield, right?
Well, I guess he had as much time to run to Canada as the other guy had to drive to the
Yeah,
north
but what
of
Russ is
Canada.
asking is how the hell did he get his shield back?
Yeah,
Oh.
he ran back to Italy or wherever, and then ran back to Alaska.
I just assumed that that's what happened. We just didn't see that.
right,
I didn't
right.
even notice that shit. Huh.
Well, I don't, neither did the people who edited this movie.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny because later on he does like use an improvised shield when he doesn't have his, and so they're almost acknowledging the fact that, wait a minute, he shouldn't have that.
Wait a minute, we fucked up. But just don't notice it,
Retcon.
it's fine.
But everything before that and after, just they forget again. Yeah, they go on break, they come back and like, oh yeah, where were we with the shield thing?
So he does go visit his old girlfriend.
Yeah.
And this is where the movie, in my opinion, just kind of goes off the rail.
And gets awesome.
So Captain America falls in love with her daughter. And then Nazis show up and break into his old wartime girlfriend's house, kill her,
Right.
and then cause her husband to die of a heart attack. And remember, guys, this movie is for kids. People are like dropping dead from heart attacks, and women are being shot.
Yeah.
And then you get that, and then we get that scene of Red Skull with his human face sitting on a board of what is apparently members of every major authority power, like world power, just being like, yes, random businessman that we think is just a businessman. You want us to kill the president? That works for me, the commander of the armed forces of America.
Played by Darren McGavin.
Classic evil board meeting.
In the boardroom, too.
Yeah.
Of Red Skull's Italian fortress castle.
Right.
I was waiting for him to kill someone in that scene, just because it seemed like he had to do that, you know?
I was hoping they'd all be in bear costumes.
Avengers reference. That's not the Avengers.
It's the good Avengers.
Right, the British Avengers.
With Sean Connery and people in bear costumes. So kind of the whole crux of this movie is them trying to figure out Red Skull's Italian name
Right.
so that they can figure out where he lives in Italy.
Right. And we run into some other problems there because, I don't know, I guess Captain America got frozen with his wallet or something so he could buy a plane ticket to Italy. I mean...
No, the chick.
She gets him there?
Yeah.
Because the other problem is we've got the president, and we've got that conversation where he's kidnapped the president, and he's like, hey, you've got 24 hours before I put this mind control chip in you.
Because the serum that prepares your mind takes 24 hours to work.
Right. And then a few seconds later, he's like, let's just call it, I'll see you in 24 hours. You know, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? but so he...
He has to give them some time.
Yeah, I know, but it's like 24 hours, really? And then all of a sudden we've got him, Captain America in broad daylight running around Italy. I don't understand how that happens.
Tasting gelato.
He's got teleportation. I think we've established that.
The part that cracks me up most about this movie is the fact that his love interest, his old wartime girlfriend's daughter, he talks her into being allowed to be kidnapped.
Right.
Even though she totally could have just been shot in the head as soon as they kidnapped her. Like, bro.
I thought he told her not to. He left the car, and then she rode up behind him and was like, hey, I'm going to let myself get kidnapped.
Oh, I know. It was a classic reverse. She pulled the trick on him. She's like,
What I'm saying
why
is,
don't
like,
you
why
get
would
out
you
of the
allow
car
yourself
for a
to be
second? Don't you feel like you have to puke? And then she locked the door and
I
drove
need
off.
to puke.
But I'm going to puke here in the car, so you need to get out.
I just don't understand why you'd let yourself be kidnapped if, they could just shoot you in the head.
Because you're a naive girl?
Because you're dumb.
Yeah.
Russ, yeah. She's dumb.
Because women in movies in 1990 were not intelligent or developed?
Right. So we'll just make them dumb because that's the good way to do it.
Easiest.
Right. There's a dumb female figure in this movie and there's a strong one. So they balance each other out, right? That's how we do it.
Yeah, but the strong one is actively evil.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't matter. So we get to the kind of final scene of the movie, which takes place in Red Skull's castle.
Right.
And
it's
there's
him
a lot
and
of
Versace force to protect it.
all the dudes in suits.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was.
It's because he's a legit businessman, Russ.
Got him from Milan, bro.
They were so menacing
with their guns, shooting this. I mean, Red Skull. He wants to blow up the world he wants to blow up Southern Europe with a dirty bomb.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna kill himself.
That's the final gambit, right?
Yeah, he's gonna kill himself.
Well, he's going to kill himself because Captain America has foiled his plan, and so he might as well blow it up and kill some people.
You're totally skipping the piano on the roof.
Well, I was going to say, there's a piano on the roof.
Yeah.
That's where the remote trigger for the bomb
How does that even make any sense?
No, because he goes up to the roof thing of his fortress and looks out over the sea and plays that same tune that he was playing when the Nazis came in and killed his family when he was a child. Come on, Russ.
But why is the piano
But there's
on the
a
edge
piano
of a cliff?
on the
So
roof.
that he can stare at the ocean.
But why is the piano next to a cliff, John?
So he can stare at the ocean.
It's there so they can make the shot. That's the only reason it's there.
It's there so Captain America can kill him with his shield.
Dude, I would go and listen to a piano being played on the fucking edge of the cliff looking out over the ocean.
Wow.
I kind of want to set up a TV on the edge of a cliff looking out over the ocean and just watch movies with the whole backdrop behind the TV being a giant open sky and ocean.
Yeah, forget watching the scenery. Just watch the TV.
Yeah, man.
You and Tadzio DeSantis.
I don't know who that is.
That's Red Skull's name in the movie. Tadzio DeSantis. You didn't realize that?
No, I never noticed that.
Tadzio. Because Red Skull is, for some reason, Italian.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that at all, so...
one fascist or another.
Yeah, right. They're all the kind of interchangeable fascists.
Well, probably because Germany wouldn't test experimental shit on their master race, so they have no problems.
I would assume that they would want a super soldier to be a Nazi.
Well, he is a Nazi.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I guess. So, Captain America uses a little recorder to distract Red Skull.
Because they have a fucking... So, the old Italian family was recording the audio of their child playing the piano when the Nazis busted in.
Right.
And so the audio recorder has a recording of Red Skull as a child playing the piano, and then Red Skull listens to his family get gunned down.
Right.
And that distracts Red Skull.
Long enough for Captain America to chunk his shield at him, hit Red Skull in the chest, and Red Skull flies backwards off of the cliff. Dying. Yeah. And he doesn't fly off the cliff. He falls off the cliff and just rolls down the side. Because...
Yeah. That's one you don't come back from. I mean,
you can come back from landing in the ocean.
Right. You could conceivably do that. But yeah, you're bouncing down the cliff. I don't know. Maybe it'll just mess up his plastic surgery and he'll be back in Captain America with a slightly rearranged face.
Captain America 2.
Yeah.
After he wakes up from the MCU universe.
Oh, we forgot to mention that Captain America finds President Kimball, releases him, and then President Kimball gets to fight Nazis alongside his,
boyhood hero?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, now that, it's so super cheesy, but that is totally a nod to just, the cheese factor of the Golden Age early stuff. He's fighting next to the President of the United States. You know?
It'd be even better if they were both riding on the back of a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yes.
That was painted red, white, and blue.
America.
And then President Kimball ends up killing General Fleming.
Right.
Poor Darren McGavin.
Darren McGavin's like,
Kolchak, bro.
Mr. President,
Kolchak the Night Stalker.
Darren McGavin's like, oh, Mr. President, we're here to save you. And Ronny Cox just goes, yeah, I know you're lying.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I think with the ending, I didn't really get the whole distraction thing. I didn't get how anything Captain America did had any effect at that point. Because he was just there, he plays the music, he's distracting him, but he's already got a detonator in his hand, he's already got it set to go off, it's already counting down. I guess it just distracted him so he could throw a shield, and then he falls off a cliff, and somehow that makes the nuclear device not work. I don't know. I was lost.
Yeah, doesn't he drop the detonator and the blonde chick picks it up?
I don't remember that, but I just don't know unless they're just saying, okay, well, since he went off the cliff, the detonator must have also hit a rock and stopped working.
Well, that's always my question, right? Is whenever these kind of detonators fall like that, in any movie, if someone has a detonator in their hand, wouldn't it fall and go off? Right? I mean, that's kind of...
Yeah, you would assume the device itself is still armed and ready to go, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The Losers takes care of that by having the bad guy specifically say, if I release this detonator button for 10 seconds, the bomb explodes.
Right.
And then he releases it for, 7 seconds and the good guy grabs it.
Yeah. In this case, though, they were down to, the wire. They're down to a second or less. And it took probably at least that much time for that stupid flying shield cutscene that they used about 50 times in the movie to play.
They just changed the background of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he drops the detonator and the chick picks it up because she's on the ground really close to where Red Skull is standing.
I might have missed that. I mean, I'm telling you, I was watching this through the bottom, glass bottom of a tourist boat or some shit. I mean, it was just I didn't know what was going on half the time.
You're watching it, the glass bottom of a tourist boat with beer goggles on top of that.
Oh, yeah. Beer goggles and, the thing just encrusted with fish shit or something. I mean,
and some of that sweet, sweet smoky glass.
And then does Red Skull's daughter die?
Oh my God, she gets fucking decapitated.
By Captain America's shield.
Yeah, that's the one thing I did like about this movie. That's kind of what they
imply, yeah.
The one thing I liked about this movie is the fact that Captain America's shield cuts people's heads off.
Yeah.
Which, that, obviously in the new Marvel movies, that's not the thing. But in this one, his shield is sharp and it can cut people's heads off.
Right.
Which is awesome.
And which explains why he doesn't really ever use it as a shield until you're an hour 20 into the freaking movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't recall him deflecting bullets or anything. Even at the beginning when he's running into Red Skull's place, he's just kind of holding it down at his side. People are shooting at him. He's not really holding it up in front of him to block anything. And then he's just tossing at stuff and blowing up watchtowers with it when he throws it and shit. And it's okay, I see why you don't use that as a shield. It's fucking dangerous. You want to get that away from you,
Well, yeah, dude, it was made by Howard Stark, bro.
Yeah, there you go, Stark Industries.
Yeah, right.
Looks exactly the same. Howard Stark looks exactly the same as Howard Stark does in Captain America: First Avenger.
But Howard Stark really isn't in this movie?
Yeah, I thought he was at the transformation scene.
But I mean, that's not. I don't think that's him. I think that's just a character.
Oh,
they're not that smart with this movie. Come on.
I don't know.
I mean, it looked exactly like him with sort of the parted hairline and the weird little thin mustache thing.
The weird little thin mustache.
Right.
The John Waters mustache.
Yeah, but he was in military uniform, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure exactly who that was, I guess.
I think it was just some military guy.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of Matt Salinger as Captain America?
He was a little doofy, but I liked it.
Doofy.
I mean, he was...
a little?
He was a Boy Scout. He was not super smart. And he was kind of... He got made super strong and super fast and super powerful, but he was still that same sort of awkward, goofy dude that he was in the beginning. And I think I liked that. As opposed to the whole First Avenger story of he is and always will be a strong, courageous, self-determinant patriot who has no faults except for physical appearance.
Yeah, he's just kind of a goof, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think I like that he starts kind of a goofball with polio or whatever it is, and then he ends up being a goofball with super strength.
I think you're reading way too much into his acting.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not saying that it's all his acting.
Right.
It's also the writing, too. I think I like this Captain America as a character better than Captain America of the First Avenger.
He said it here, folks. He said it. I didn't.
Wow.
I'm saying as a character, overall. You guys prefer the I am a patriot, marching to the beat, blah, blah, blah. Look at me, I'm skinny, boom, abs. Now I'm still a patriot, forever fighting for the USA.
Is that the Captain America song?
Yeah, that's the Captain America song from now on, forever.
Oh my God. I'm going to have to make that the intro to this podcast.
Oh, there you go.
You're welcome, listeners.
I mean, I don't really like Captain America one way or another. So I'm kind of non-opinion on him as Captain America, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I was never a huge fan of the comic.
He's just too much of a fucking Boy Scout for me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he kind of is. And I don't know. I think the current take now fits pretty well.
I mean, it fits well with what they've done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fits well with everything that they've set up, which is, the MCU, obviously.
But at the same time, in the MCU, the most complex character arc they've ever had, emotionally and character-wise, was Tony Stark having PTSD for one movie.
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, Avengers 1, I'd argue, Banner's arc was pretty good. I mean, he starts out this guy scared of what he is and, hiding in some third world country or something. And, by the end, he's kind of accepted that. And he's like, yeah, secret is I'm just angry all the time, so I'm going to go fuck some shit up.
Only to fight aliens, and then he goes back into hiding.
Well, true.
Yeah, and fight robots and then go into hiding.
Right.
What do you guys think of Ronny Cox?
I liked Ronny Cox in this, too.
I felt like he was the best part of the movie.
I think I liked his performance the best, but I think the character written for him was, a little two-dimensional. I'm the good guy and president, and I want to...
He's essentially the Boy Scout that isn't Captain America.
Right, which is totally fine, but I mean, there's not really a lot to talk about for it because the character itself didn't have much to go on.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't know. I didn't really buy into it. His speech was terrible. that was so bad.
It's medicine. You have to take the medicine.
Take the medicine. Take it.
It's hard medicine. It doesn't taste good.
Morgan Freeman.
But the water will recede.
Oh man. So like I said at the beginning of the podcast, we actually spoke with Ronny Cox earlier last month, or I guess this month. So we'll play that interview, and when we get back, we'll give our kind of final thoughts on Captain America, and then we'll talk about Watchmen.
Would you be okay giving any of your thoughts on that film? I know it was 25 years ago, but
I'm delighted. I can give you my thoughts on that film a lot.
Then please, let the floodgates flow.
I'll tell you the truth. The script of Captain America was one of the finest scripts I have ever read. It was, and that's what's frustrating about it not becoming a good film, because as you know, it took it like 2 years to go to video. Mm-hmm. And it was a fairly big budget film, and 20th century, 21st century, or whatever that group was, Golden Globus and those guys, and it had good people in it. I mean, Ned Beatty's in it, Melinda Dillon, the Darren McGavin. There's a whole lot of really good people, and good production. We shot it in Yugoslavia. And in a little bit in here in California and Canada and Alaska, so it had a decent budget. And I tell you the truth, the script was written by Michael Tolkien, And it truly was just one of the finest scripts I have ever read. It absolutely captured that comic book hero, the patriotism, the naivete, the sort of innocence of comic books, and it was deliciously funny. And I hate to, you'll have to just protect me on this a little bit. I think Albert Pyun, who's a terrific director, but I think they had the wrong guy, because Albert is a Samoan, as you know, and I don't think he understood the comic book hero. I don't think he understood what a comic book hero. So he got all tied up with the Red Skull in some sort of dark thing, and not understanding the deliciousness of that script. If you could go back and just look at that script, it was just so well crafted, and it was a real shock to me that film did not turn out better than it did.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I saw upon watching it that there were things in it, especially in how the Steve Rogers Captain America character was built, that really did harken back to the comic book. And that was something that the film was really criticized about, was not being true to the comic.
And it was. I mean, when he woke, for him to, and him being in culture shock of waking, and all of a sudden he sees Volkswagens out there, and I mean, there's
oh, absolutely.
There was so much about that, but it just didn't come off because we got all tied up in this thing of the Red Skull, and of going in a different way, and I loved playing that character. Ned and I had a really great time on that show, and of course Melinda and I have worked together before. I enjoyed making the film, and it was kind of fun for me too, because I was shooting that film at the same time I was shooting Total Recall.
Oh yeah.
So we were shooting Captain America in Yugoslavia, and we were shooting Total Recall in Mexico City, and I was flying back and forth between the two sets, and I was playing the sweetest, nicest president in the world in Captain America, and the meanest man in the universe in Total Recall.
Absolutely.
So it was sort of fun for me to go back and forth between the sets, but one of the things that's always just amazed me was how you could take, because I've seen other scripts that were not so good that were made. For instance, I don't particularly think that RoboCop was a great script. It was made into a great movie by Paul Verhoeven, and by the stuff that, I think Total Recall, they're sort of the polar opposites of those. Total Recall was it was an okay script, but Paul Verhoeven made us care for that character, made us care for and the humor and all the stuff. That was all Paul, and so you could take a sort of a weaker script and with a great director pull that off, and then you can take a terrific script. I mean that script to this day is still one of the finest scripts I've ever read.
I mean, there's some of that you can see some of that in the movie, and I think a lot of the issue with Captain America, it seems that the film kind of harkens back to the older comic book films that also are not really all that well received. And I guess as we transitioned into filmmaking in the 90s,
yes.
It seems like we were prepping for like what we have now with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We were prepping for that in the 90s, and that's not what this movie was.
I agree. In some ways, I mean, if it had that film with a little few more sensibility, but if that film had been made even 5, 6, 7 years ago, and it would be a huge hit. Not that necessarily that production, but if someone took that script and filmed it, it would be a huge hit.
No, I absolutely agree. It would seem to me that this is probably near the beginning of your plethora of times playing a U.S. president. And I think playing a fictional U.S. president is a little bit different than representing someone who's been in office or is in office. What went into your mindset in getting ready to play President Kimball?
Those kind of things never enter my mind. Just try to find out what the guy is about.
Gotcha.
So my homework in any character I play is very specific. I don't think of playing the president. I mean, I think of playing this is this kind of guy that does this kind of thing. So adding the added thing of presidential sort of never enters my mind.
Gotcha. What was it like working with Ned Beatty?
Well, Ned and I don't know if you know this or not, but, Deliverance was both his and my first film.
I knew it was your first film. I didn't realize that it was his first film.
And what they didn't know when they cast us, we were cast totally independently of each other. They didn't know we had already done 25 plays together. Ned and I have been best friends since 1963.
Oh, my.
So he's one of my dearest friends, and the fact that the two of us were cast in Deliverance was great for both of us. It was my first time in front of a camera. I think he had done a training film for the Army or something like that, but he had never done any real production on film. But I'd never been in front of a camera, and so both our careers were greatly helped by that. And it's probably the first time in the history of film that they cast the two guys below the title, or found the two guys below the title before they found the two guys above the title. Normally they get the two bigger stuff, name stars, and then put the cast around them. But John Borman, I was actually the first person he found, and then a few weeks later, 3 weeks later, he found Ned, and then Ned and I waited around for 4, 5, 6 weeks for them to decide who was going to play those other two characters for Deliverance. Mm-hmm. So working with Ned is, first of all, he's one of America's great actors.
Mm-hmm. So is there anything in particular that you'd want to share about your experience working on Captain America? Would it be a funny story?
Or we were there in Yugoslavia and Dubrovnik right before all the troubles over there, and it was wonderful. It was great, and don't I feel a little guilty that I'm working with Albert Pyun was a wonderful experience. He's a fantastic editor. I just don't. This is my subjective feeling. I just didn't feel like he had the right sensibility for that genre, for that comic book thing. I mean, if you put him in really generally action adventure films, because he comes from the field of editing. I mean, he was discovered by Kurosawa. Mm-hmm. So we're talking about a masterful editor. I just somehow just didn't feel like we never. I don't think we ever did justice to the script. That was my only feeling about that.
Well, I personally like it when actors or directors or writers are a little bit more honest about productions. For the most part, it just kind of seems that most people just try to shill whatever it is they're in.
And that's always the danger, because you don't want to feel like I don't want to feel like I'm bad-mouthing anybody.
I'm with you.
I just had such high hopes. I truly had such high hopes of that. I thought that was going to be as big or bigger than Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, wow.
Or certainly Total Recall. I thought it was going to be right in that genre, and it just didn't. And then when we did it, then it didn't come out for like a year, and it was a huge disappointment, because I really had tremendous high hopes for that film.
All right. So, Russ, skip it, watch it, and best performance.
I'm going to go with skip it on this one. Best performance, the Nazi that jumped through the window. That was badass.
Oh my god, Nazi that jumped through the window. Oh my god. The Nazi jumped through the window. What about you, John?
I'm going to say watch it. It's not a great movie. Again, we've talked about that sort of at length. But I think that it's an interesting movie to watch considering current comic book movie standards. Like, seeing how this movie is different and how it sort of establishes some tropes of the comic book movie genre. And also, this movie, I don't think it's particularly bad. It's, 1990s, it's not great, but there's also, at no point when I was watching it was I like, wow, this is shit. I was just like, eh. Best performance, I want to go with Ned Beatty, because I think I really liked his little, reporter character, who clearly works for a tabloid newspaper, right?
Yeah.
Because he's so obsessed with superheroes and comic books that people think he's crazy, and yet he has a direct phone line to the President of the United States. And his interactions with Captain America, trying to convince Captain America that he's not a spy, that whole scene, I actually, really enjoyed it.
Hold on, I think I gotta throw up. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna say that skip it as well. I'm with Russ. It's just not, I don't know, it's not good.
It's not even bad good.
And I don't know, I mean, I'm not gonna spend the money necessary to watch it on Blu-ray. I mean, we watched it on YouTube, so maybe that hurt my watching of the film, but
No,
I
that's
can't
the way to
imagine
do
it.
it, man.
I can't imagine it hurt it enough for me to go back and want to watch it
I
again.
video on demanded it.
Oh. Was the quality still awful?
No, my quality was actually pretty good.
Hey, John, just so you know, on IMDb, it says people who like this also liked Urban Menace. And this is a 3-star with an insane preacher played by Snoop Dogg.
People also like
Snoop Dogg played a monster?
Heat Seeker. A kickboxing champion is forced to fight cyborgs in a tournament when the company kidnaps his fiancée.
Okay,
Alien?
all of these sound awesome.
Alien from L.A. A nerdy teenage girl goes looking for her missing archaeologist father and stumbles into a strange subterranean civilization. Wow.
Left 4 Dead?
Yeah.
A desperate criminal and a merciless posse become trapped in a remote Mexican ghost town by a vengeful demon? All of these sound like movies I want to watch while getting drunk with friends.
There you go.
They're also all directed by Albert Pyun.
So Captain America 1990, 25 years later, found their target market right there.
Every other movie that Albert Pyun made.
In the future, a kickboxer and a robot lead a revolution against ruling cyborgs.
Albert Pyun, ladies and gentlemen. The guy has a simply stunning career. Oh, man. Well, speaking of people with simply stunning careers that all they know how to do is do slow-mo, the other movie I'm sorry.
Nice.
That was low-hanging fruit. The other movie we watched was Watchmen. It was a 2009 superhero movie directed by Mr. Slow-Mo himself, Zack Snyder. It features an ensemble cast: Malin Akerman, Billy Crudup, Carla Gugino, Jackie Earle Haley, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Patrick Wilson. And it's about a group of superheroes who
are shitty human beings.
Yeah, it tries to show the human side of superheroes.
I think it feels like they're telling the story of a world where vigilantes are a thing, like in all our comic book worlds, but it goes in depth into what sort of personalities would actually be necessary for people to do that, and how those personalities would actually cause vigilantes to act and be perceived.
Right. And there's also a shitload of big blue dicks in this movie.
Oh, yeah. I knew that was going to happen.
Big blue
it's in the comics too.
Big blue wieners that take up the whole screen.
Yeah, it's like a comatose Smurf hanging there at his waist, the whole damn movie. You're like, what the fuck? Can you put that away, dude?
He can't put it away, dude. It's got to hang free.
Well, he made some clothes at one point. He had on the little black Speedo or whatever, so he could destroy a tank with it on. I guess, I don't know. And then he took it off because he's like, I'm done.
The U.S. government makes him wear, and then eventually he's like, fuck that, I'm out.
I'm just going to walk around naked with my blue wiener hanging out.
I'd rather be naked than wear that little black leotard thing.
I mean, if I could make myself gigantic with a big blue wiener, I would never wear clothes either.
I'm a giant. Look at my penis.
Look at it swing back and forth. Wow. Russ, what did you think of this movie?
I actually like this movie. I've seen it before, saw it in the theater when it came out. I'm a fan of the graphic novel. I don't think it's like a perfect reproduction of the book. I do think it has some problems, but I enjoyed it. I like it. And it's got one of my favorite just opening credit scenes.
Mm-hmm. Where the superheroes end up taking over a bunch of like notable American cultural iconic moments. Yeah.
I think the cinematography is done well. I know it abuses the slow-mo, but it works well, just at least for that opening. I really enjoy it, and you catch the little things like we had talked about earlier, like the original Night Owl. He's stopping somebody from shooting a couple outside a theater, and they've got posters in the background that say Gotham, or the dollar bill. They actually show this is the scene where he got his cape stuck in the revolving door and got shot to death. Mm-hmm. Just some really cool little things to watch for.
And the comedian being the one that assassinates JFK.
Right. Yeah.
What about you, John?
I really like this movie. I'm a huge fan of the Watchmen graphic novel. And as much as Alan Moore likes to every film that's ever made of my stuff is awful.
Even though he probably hasn't watched him.
No, because he makes a point not to, so...
Yeah.
Even though he hasn't watched them.
I'm Alan Moore, and I'm a creative, air quotes.
Wow.
I'm just saying, there are creative people, and then there are people that are, air quotes, creative, and they think that being creative
to be
makes
fair,
them
though,
gods.
if you ever made something and you watched someone else adapt it and it was awful, you'd probably feel the same way.
Right, but if I watched it and it was awful, not before...
That's why he's never watched it. He kind of cuts all that out,
because he can't be proven wrong.
I mean, well, go ahead.
Okay, but as much as he likes to do that, I think that Watchmen did a pretty good job of adapting the storyline of the graphic novel into a, 2-hour cinema piece.
Yeah.
I think that to do the actual plot of the graphic novel, you would have to have made it like a mini-series or something, where they could make it 6 hours long.
I mean, that's really what Watchmen needed, not a movie.
But at the same time, with a miniseries, you wouldn't get people like Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Jackie Earle Haley and Malin Ackerman.
I don't know about that.
Well, Jeffrey Dean Morgan's in Texas Rising now, but not back in 2009.
I'm just saying the kind of the talent that they get for like Showtime and HBO now. I'm sure they could have swung people for this
now
on there. Yeah, now,
but not 2009 when they wanted to make it.
I mean, when did Game of Thrones start?
Not in 2009.
2010, 2011.
That sounds about right. 2011
year of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, 2011.
Okay.
So I mean, then they got Sean Bean on there. So I mean, I don't think it's insane to think. I mean, it's in this movie. It's not like they have anyone who's like Tom Cruise or you know what I mean. They have big name people, but they don't have big name people.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Right. And the casting overall was pretty good, I thought.
I think the casting would have been better if they had gotten the people that they had like attached to the project at one point or another.
Who did they have attached to the project at one point or another?
At one point, they had John Cusack to play Night Owl.
Holy shit, that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Shut up, Russ. John Cusack is flawless except for the Raven.
Let's see. Casting rumors over the years. The casting rumors over the years included Sigourney Weaver as Sally Jupiter, John Hurt, Robin Williams, Doug Hutchison, Daniel Craig, Simon Pegg for Rorschach.
Simon Pegg is Rorschach.
What? Wait. Oh god. Wait. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Dolph Lundgren
as the comedian?
Dr. Manhattan.
As Dr. Manhattan?
Tommy Lee Jones.
I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm the son of a clockmaker and the physics genius. And now I have put myself back together.
Look at my big blue penis. Tommy Lee Jones, Gary Busey, Ron Perlman, Thomas Jane for the comedian.
Oh my God, any of them. Specifically Ron Perlman or Thomas Jane.
We know, John.
Or even Gary Busey, because Gary Busey would have made an awesome nutjob comedian.
Richard Gere, Kevin Costner, John Cusack, Joaquin Phoenix for Night Owl.
What? Wow.
Nathan Fillion,
Most of those actors
comedian
can't play
or
anyone
Night
but
Owl.
themselves.
Oh my God.
So.
Nathan Fillion. God, this movie was the best. Oh.
Jamie Lee Curtis, Hilary Swank, Jessica Biel, Hilary Duff.
This is 2009, man. She was a big man.
Silk Spectre, Tom Cruise, Jude Law, Ozymandias.
Did they have a list for Rorschach, or did they just want Jackie Earle Haley?
Well, they Robin Williams, Daniel Craig, Simon Pegg for Rorschach.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Robin Williams? What?
Was Robin Williams this Rorschach?
I mean, you have to understand that
I'm Rorschach! Oh, wait, wrong movie.
And they'll scream, save me. And I'll save...
No, Rorschach be like, oh yes, a beautiful thing, oh yes. God, what? No.
Saw a dog in the alley yesterday.
I mean, you have to understand that this movie was in essentially development hell since like the early 90s.
I remember I kept hearing about it and thinking, man, I wish that would come out soon.
I mean, at one point, Michael Bay was considered as a director. Paul Greengrass, Darren Aronofsky.
Michael Bay, Jesus.
Michael Bay trying to do human characters in a movie. Yeah,
characters specifically designed to be flawed human beings.
Yeah.
And also do a movie that has actual stuff going on in the background and in the plot.
Yeah, this is way too complicated. Yeah, way too complicated for a Michael Bay movie. I'm trying to think of what it would be reduced to if he was going to do it.
Explosions.
It'd be Arnold Schwarzenegger as Dr. Manhattan actively blowing up Ozymandias.
With his dick.
With his dick.
Shooting a blue laser out of his penis.
He would be smashing down buildings like a wrecking ball with his scrot. I mean,
and then fucking Night Owl would have been like super Jewy.
He would have been super racist. Every character would have been like a racial stereotype. My thoughts on this movie, though, I still can't really enjoy this movie.
Why?
Because
Chris?
of how much I like the graphic novel. The movie is just kind of... It's one of those things where everything I always read about, Watchmen is an unfilmable graphic novel.
Right.
I still agree with that because it doesn't translate well to film. Just like I don't think No Country for Old Men as the book really translates well over to film.
Wait, but what is your issue with Watchmen, the movie?
It just doesn't...
Yeah.
It doesn't hold up as a movie that's interesting and you should watch because it's just kind of plods along for almost 3 hours.
It's slow, but it's a character drama to me.
I know, but the problem is none of the characters they don't really give me any reason to get particularly invested in any of them.
I kind of agree with you on that. I mean, even though I like the movie,
kind of all over the place.
Yeah, they're trying to do way too much. I do agree, and it's hard to kind of distill this into one movie, and you can tell they had trouble. I mean, it's 160 minutes or whatever. So
right, and they released the director's cut, which is even longer, and it has the whole what's it called?
The Black Freighter.
Yeah, Tales of the Black Freighter,
right? Mm-hmm.
Which made the movie 215 minutes long. I mean, the movie is a little more than an hour short of 4 hours.
Right.
So
have you guys watched that version?
No, I haven't.
I haven't because I don't have almost 3.5 hours to sit down and watch this.
I would just be interested to see, because in the graphic novel, the Black Freighter parallels and foreshadows the story.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be interested to see if it still maintains that function in the film.
And I kind of have a feeling if they do that, this movie becomes like a huge hot mess because they've already got so many other things like spliced in.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much going on in this movie.
Yeah,
this movie is practically impossible to even talk about. We're going to talk about the plot, but it's so all over the place.
That's one thing I think I like about this movie. The first time I watched it, I gave a shit about the characters' like surface motivations, and then the second time I watched it, I paid attention to stuff going on in the background, and then the third time I watched it, I still see things that I didn't quite exactly notice or pick up on. And I think there's so much stuff going on because in the comic book there is so much stuff going on.
I think that the movie just does everything super heavy-handed versus the comic.
It does.
Because it's assuming that the audience is stupid.
No, it's assuming that it needs to get as much as possible into
because
a 2-hour
the audience
film
is
time.
stupid. Because the audience is stupid, John.
That's not the audience being stupid. Assuming your audience is stupid is having a character come out and say, "I'm angry." That's assuming your audience is stupid. Assuming your audience is stupid is making a robot that is obviously a black stereotype.
No, that's just being racist.
That's just being ignorant. Yeah, that's just being totally
also
fucking ignorant.
assuming that your audience won't care, which apparently we don't, as a full movie watching audience. Putting a bunch of shit into your movie because your comic book has all that shit in it isn't assuming your audience is dumb.
Well, no, but I see, even though, again, I liked it, I see where Chris is coming from, because there is so much stuff that they have to resort to just flat out telling you things a lot of the time.
It's like exposition dump in half of the scenes in this movie.
Which, to be fair, even though I love the graphic novel, that's a lot of the graphic novel too. It's just exposition. Alan Moore can fill a frame with text like no other. It's like he forgets that, this is a comic book. There's supposed to be pictures here.
Yeah, because he does forget he has illustrators.
Right.
I think that's my ultimate problem with this movie is there's just too much with too little time. Yeah. And if they had waited 4 or 5 more years, this would just be Netflix, Showtime, HBO somewhere. It would be on one of those platforms as a miniseries, and it would probably be like 3 seasons long. And you would probably get everything you've ever wanted out of the comic in film form.
As much as I think that's a super cool idea,
which it is,
I still like this movie.
Yeah,
because that's as close as you're ever going to get to Watchmen on the big screen. I mean, that is what this is.
Well, that's
even
true.
Even if it isn't the best, or even if it is flawed, or doesn't have, or isn't the most nuanced approach to the film. Because I mean, Zack Snyder directed this movie,
right?
Which is surprising considering how everything else he's directed has just been
substanceless Flash.
Yeah, like 300 or Legends of the Guardians, Owls of Ga'Hoole.
Or Sucker Punch, which is, as much as I enjoy that movie, literally just hot chicks blowing shit up.
Yeah, or Man of Steel.
Man of Steel. Oh God. Wow.
Or Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice. It's not out yet, but I guarantee it's probably not going to be very good.
Let's look at the positive things. This is a DC movie that doesn't suck.
Because they're not trying to interconnect it with anything.
Yeah, I mean,
true.
Because it's an alternate reality, so it's its own thing.
Yeah, DC, DC. I love DC's comics more than Marvel's, but Marvel's movies are way better than DC's.
Oh yeah, they're kicking DC's ass.
Coming from Chris.
I mean, Marvel's movies are at least fun.
Right.
DC's movies are just like super serious and boring as fuck. Like the Dark Knight movies are pretty much a plot line that has Batman shoehorned into it.
Right.
Like you don't need Batman in those movies because those storylines aren't, those storylines are not classic Batman. They're like Batman updated for modern times.
To be fair, Batman's biggest strength is and always will be its villains.
Well, at least we have Batman in Watchmen.
As a child.
Yeah.
Being saved by Rorschach. I mean, by...
By Night Owl, the original one, yeah. I mean, Rorschach's thing, I don't know. I guess since we've already heard all that in Dark Knight, his voice was kind of annoying.
And I'll whisper, no. I mean...
I think it was fitting for the character, though.
Yeah, it worked well with the character, but
it's not like he's some guy that like is known. That's why Batman has to change his voice, right? Because he's like a known person.
Right. He does. Rorschach does it because he's psychotic. In the comics, when he has his mask on,
they do show
like
different
bubbly outlines, and when he doesn't, he talks like his comic book speech bubble is the same as everyone else's.
Yeah.
It's because when he puts on the mask, he becomes a completely different person because he's a whack job.
It just would have been nice if he wasn't becoming Batman when he put on the mask. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Something a little new, because everything else is pretty true to the book, and as far as comic book movies go, it's pretty fresh and original.
I mean, the one thing I will give this movie, and this is something that I guess is very Zack Snyder, is it looks good.
Yeah.
It's very colorful while still being, dark tonally.
Yeah, but again, that's kind of the only thing, I mean, I personally can ever give Zack Snyder is it looks good. But, it's like going and eating it, well, I was going to say Taco Bell, but that's not right.
Taco Bell doesn't even look good.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like eating a really big meal and it's just not satisfying. It looks nice.
Yeah.
It's like eating at like a 5-star restaurant. Oh, that looked really great. This like little plated thing. But when you eat it, you're like, oh, that's like nothing. It's not much of anything, unfortunately. Which is unfortunate because, I mean, this graphic novel really does kind of ask questions that previous graphic novels hadn't.
Right.
And in the movie, that I feel like that's a little lost.
It captures the tone.
Because they're not going to... Because they feel like the audience doesn't want to hear that kind of stuff.
I don't think so.
They don't go into it as much as they do in the comic.
Yeah, because in the comic books, the plot is that Ozymandias has kidnapped a bunch of writers and artists in order to make a giant living interdimensional alien that when it dies releases a psychic pulse that kills people so that Earth thinks that they're under attack from aliens from an alternate dimension.
Which I was so pumped to see this giant freaking thing just...
I know, right?
I was too, but you have to
They dumbed it down.
No, but... Yes.
That's why they dumbed it down because they think we're dumb.
Understand. No, it's not because they think they're dumb. It's because showing all of that would have made the movie that is already 2 hours and gets 3 hours with the Black Freighter would have become like a 5-hour thing.
Well, but they did kind of dumb it down to make that happen because they are right from the beginning. They're hammering in the whole, nuclear war scenario and they're not really developing it. You can tell right from the beginning that they are taking the shortcut and kind of intending to, they do lose the complexity. I agree.
Yeah.
And I wish I could have, again, man, I want to see this giant tentacle fucking beast just explode over New York. I mean, come on.
I mean, that's what made kind of the end of Watchmen so nuts is that final is like towards the end, that panel.
Yeah.
The giant squid monster sitting over there's sitting kind of all over Times Square.
Yeah.
And instead we just get like a nuke that gets dropped.
Right. There's a big hole in the ground.
Yeah.
And it's not a big enough nuke, I guess, to really take out a lot of buildings. It's just kind of mainly around that hole in the ground because
he blows like 20 cities as opposed to just dropping one alien.
Yeah, that's true. And I kind of like that idea. That does make a little more sense than just the whole New York, America-centric, something happens here, it's going to change the world. Especially for a movie that's made after 9/11,
Right.
So you do kind of have to show a broader picture. You've got to kind of it's got to affect everybody, not just us, because we're not the only important people.
Right. I mean, I will say that this is Zack Snyder's most nuanced film.
Yeah.
And it's his least dumbed down film. Because, I mean, 300 is just...
I watched 300 once and really liked it. The second time, I liked it a lot less, and the third time, I hated it. Because once you know all the action shots...
It's made for a specific audience.
I've never watched it. I mean, I'm not really into naked dudes, so I just kind of skipped it. And no offense intended if anybody's into naked dudes. That's your thing.
But you're just not into naked dudes.
Yeah, I'm just not, naked sweaty dudes. Come on.
I mean, and he directed the Dawn of the Dead reboot, which was pretty good. But
is that the one where the chick ends up being like a zombie hunter?
Well, at the end they go to the island and they're like the ending is kind of left up to interpretation. It's got Ving Rhames, motherfucker.
Oh, that one.
But that's the only movie he's made that isn't like a comic book property.
Well, because
he did Dawn of the Dead, then he did 300.
Totally lends itself to comic books.
Do what?
His visual style totally lends itself to comic books.
Well, I guess he did Sucker Punch too, but Sucker Punch is
is the same visual style.
Yeah. Zack Snyder doesn't make movies for people that are, I guess, looking for something more than just flashy visuals.
Yeah.
He makes eye candy.
Yeah.
Which is totally cool, like 1 or 2 times through.
Right.
I mean, and maybe. I mean, again, that's not what I look for in movies, but I know that there are people that do, and, you know, they like his stuff. I mean, you know, he's like eating a bag of Cheetos, right? You're not looking for the full, like, you're not looking to get full, you're just looking to have some sort of quick fix. I mean, Cheetos. Oh, I'm hungry, eat some Cheetos. Like, that's what these movies are.
True.
They're not particularly anything that's deep or you're going to get a whole lot of entertainment value out of in the long run. I mean, I've only seen 300 once. I can't imagine what I would think if I watched it again. I'm just being honest. I mean, I can only imagine. If I watch it again, it might not, I don't know. And I mean, you know, I don't really know if we need to talk about the plot of this movie. I mean, do you guys?
I don't know. It's such an iconic comic book. I mean, we could talk about the deviations from the comic book, you know, from the graphic novel, but, you know, like with we're just going to pin the whole thing on Dr. Manhattan, and we already kind of talked a little about the explosions. It's multiple locations, and, you know. I mean,
the whole comic book is what would essentially happen if Batman was like, you know what, I want to fix this problem completely for good. Right. How do I get them to find one common... Everyone needs to unite against a common enemy.
Right. His conclusion is, if I kill millions of people, the other...
And pin it on someone.
Right. The other billions of people will join together against the common enemy and be good to each other.
And well, it'll be peace times.
Right.
And that's where the whole "who watches the Watchmen" phrase comes from, because obviously if they're superpowered people, who is going to watch them since they're essentially higher than everyone else? So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that is one little twist from the movie that while I was looking forward to seeing the giant, you know, brain creature or whatever with all the tentacles, that little twist at the end where they pin it on Dr. Manhattan does make more sense to me. And it kind of makes
it more, like, believable.
Do they not, in the comics, do they not? That's right, they don't.
No, they just say it's some alien invasion, and here's the proof, this giant corpse that's spread over New York.
I totally forgot that in the comics they don't try to pin it on Dr. Manhattan.
No. Yeah.
But they do set it up so that when the alien dies, it sends out a psychic pulse and gives psychically gifted people visions of this alternate dimension alien world.
Yeah,
so that's why they think it's real.
Right.
I mean, you know, I think for the movie audience, pinning it on a specific character in the film works better.
Yeah.
Rather than this kind of notion.
Oh, I think it works better, but just even story-wise, whether it was here or in the graphic novel, I think it works better, because kind of makes Ozymandias even a little smarter. I mean, he's kind of removing his only competition, because now Dr. Manhattan sort of has to stay out of the picture.
Right.
Because everyone thinks he just blew up, you know, half the world or whatever.
Right. And he goes away for good.
Yeah. I mean, he goes away anyway in the graphic novel.
Right.
But this at least really explains it. Like, you don't have much of a choice, dude. People think you're a fucking mass murderer.
And, you know, I think that's because... And again, I'm going to say dumbing down again. I think that's because they had to dumb it down for the movie audience. Because they have to blame it on someone who's on screen so they can be like, oh yeah, it's that character.
Sure.
Not like a construct, which was in the comic is this construct of the aliens.
Right.
The alien menace.
Again, I think that's just because of the constraints of actually creating visual productions.
Well, it could be that in just time, too. Like you said, you know, I mean, because now you've got to go back and explain how this thing got constructed and how it's going to work and affect people in the city. And so then you've got to wonder, okay, do we need to go far enough back that we're showing this team working on an island?
I mean, I think people would have been honestly confused at the end of the film if it had been the squid monster.
Yeah. They probably would have, for sure.
Yeah. They would have been like, I don't know what the fuck this is. What the hell is this? You know, I mean, people already thought that this movie was boring and weird. Can you imagine if they had that? They would be like, this movie's really fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie's really fucking weird. So.
Yeah, and there were parts that dragged. I agree. I mean, they probably could have edited it a little bit or, you know, backed off on the slow-mo, like you said. I don't know. That might have saved a few minutes here and there.
I mean, the slow-mo thing is that's just Zack Snyder's style, and it is just not... Ugh. I don't like that slow-mo stuff. Slow-mo doesn't make things cooler.
No.
And he seems to think so.
It can if you do it once.
But not like every other scene.
Right.
I don't know. I think that the graphic novel is so good that it almost doesn't warrant a movie. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. You could say that about a lot of books.
But I mean, I think that the graphic
sure.
novel, I mean, I don't think that it's the best graphic novel ever made, because I think that there are better ones out there.
Right.
But I think that it's such a great graphic novel that it almost doesn't need a movie adaptation unless you're just trying to make money.
Right.
So, but I mean, the performances are great, though. I think that that's the one thing that does kind of stick with me from this movie, is that the performances are awesome.
From a cast that we've previously discussed doesn't have anybody like, Tom Cruise.
It doesn't have any of the people that were ever... I mean, it doesn't have any of the people that were being talked about.
Yeah.
It doesn't have Arnold as Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, that would have just cheesed it up.
I mean, awesome.
Oh, God.
That would have been great.
So horrible.
Directed by Michael Bay with Arnold Schwarzenegger. and Tom Cruise.
I thought all the actors did a really good job. The Silk Spectre too, Laurie Jupiter, whoever played her, I wasn't buying that.
Malin Ackerman?
Yeah. She couldn't deliver a line to save her life.
She's not
bad.
She's not the best. Let's put it that way.
She's super hot when she's not wearing that long, straight black wig, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, like in other movies she's in.
Like Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
Literally like any other movie she's in.
Oh, that's right.
It was our first big movie, and of course she's like topless. Half of her scenes on the film.
Well, she's more than topless in this one,
right?
Christopher Maloney's wife, the guy from like Law and Order and a bunch of shit. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, they've got a straight up like pornographic scene in this, man. I mean, she gets completely naked and busy.
And then
good old
hits a
Patrick
flamethrower
Wilson
button.
Yeah, that's right.
With Patrick Wilson, who put on a fair amount of weight for this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's like pretty fat.
Yeah, because Night Owl is supposed to be like an out of shape retiree.
He's nowhere near as fat as Night Owl in the graphic novel.
Oh, yeah. Night Owl in the graphic novel has like legit pudge.
Yeah. Which is cool. I mean, come on. We got to see superheroes that don't look like, romance book covers,
And what cracks me up is Patrick Wilson kind of strikes me as, and this is going to kind of an insult, discount Chris Pratt a little bit.
Patrick Wilson.
The guy who plays Night Owl.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of just like discount Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I mean, because Chris Pratt is like a thing now. I mean, he's in everything.
Yeah, kind of. Something about him, though, the glasses and everything, he had a really legit sort of geeky, low-key sort of look to him, though,
Yeah,
I mean, I bought him as Night Owl.
Yeah. No, I definitely bought him. I don't know if I would buy Chris Pratt as Night Owl, though,
No. Because Chris Pratt is goddamn...
everything.
Guardians of the Galaxy superhero
Jurassic
guy.
World, possibly Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I could do Chris Pratt as Indiana Jones.
I can't see anyone other than Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones.
Well, no, but they're gonna make a reboot, so...
What, no Shia
nut up and
LaBeouf?
pick somebody.
Russ, you shut your mouth.
What did Russ say?
What, no Shia LaBeouf?
Oh, yeah. Shut up, Russ.
No, Russ.
He's not
he would be
anymore.
He would be Indiana Mutt, right? Or something? Or Mutt Jones?
Mutt
no,
Williams,
he would be Mutt Jones.
Oh, because that's somehow better.
Yeah, that's so much better. Mutt Jones. Do. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Jeez.
Mutt Jones in the Temple of the Crystal Skull.
I know who
Mutt
John's
Jones in
favorite...
the Temple of Plagiarism.
Mutt Jones in the
Plagiarism
Temple
is the next step in creative literature, Russ.
Mutt Jones in the Temple of Mental Insanity, because Shia LaBeouf is an insane person. I know who your favorite part of this movie is, John.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan as the comedian. Such a badass.
I have to agree with that. Have to agree with that.
He's the one who clearly like really buys into the role.
Yeah.
Yeah, he fucking plays the comedian, man.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably the closest to the comic book of all of them. And that's saying something considering that I really like Jackie Earle Haley's Rorschach and Billy Crudup's Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, but to be fair, Billy Crudup as Dr. Manhattan...
His whole character is not emoting. I get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a voice. I mean...
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, as far as true to the comic book versions, Jeffrey Dean Morgan feels like an alcoholic, cynical, murderous scumbag in this movie who realizes that, holy shit, even for him, Dr. Ozymandias' plan is fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He kind of realizes he's out of a job, too.
Right. And I love that whole character arc of, like, going to Moloch because it's the closest thing he has to a friend is a nemesis.
Right.
But
yeah,
I mean,
and that was another one of those things
so.
where they've got to hammer you in the face with it, you know, because he basically says that, you know?
He says it in the comic book.
I know, but again, it's just one of those things
I think things come
they gotta
off...
tell you.
I think things come off less hammering it into your head when you read it than when you have to hear it.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
Because, you know, in that same scene in the book, you know, you've got several panels and you've got space to kind of write some stuff and you've got some little background narrative, you know, in the corner. But here, it's just a guy sitting there and you've got a few minutes on screen for them to get it out. And so that it does come across as, you know, hey, we're just going to bludgeon you with this, by the way. So it takes away the nuance, but it still works. I still like it.
Yeah.
And that shot of him shooting that spray painter in the chest with a fucking dummy grenade.
Right.
No, comedian, no.
I like Rorschach as well, but I think because of the way this movie was advertised and positioned, I think Rorschach also ends up being kind of like super overrated as a character. Does that make sense?
Well, because he's like the main guy that the movie and
I feel like he's the only.
Too,
I feel like he's the only character that most people who watch this movie understand. Does that make sense?
Because he's black and white.
Yeah, and people don't understand everything else.
Right. Well, he's also kind of he's the Wolverine of this movie, right? He's the one that they focus the cameras on, and he's there start to finish, investigating and sees it through to the end. So.
Right.
Well, yeah.
It makes sense.
Almost.
Yeah. Almost, right. Few minutes shy, you know.
I think it's blown the fuck up.
And turned into a Rorschach blot?
Yeah. Yeah,
That scene just doesn't have
plot.
this. That scene just doesn't have the same weight to it in the movie as it does in the comic.
Really? Man, I think that scene specifically has more weight in the movie. Because watching him emote that do it shit, the actual visual representation of him doing that was better for me than looking at a still picture of it in a comic book.
I'm not talking about that as much as like the whole Rorschach blot thing, because that's like a pretty iconic image from the comic. Is like his like guts and blood in a Rorschach ink blot, and in the movie it's just kind of like, eh.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. The comic doesn't have a great like overhead shot of it. I don't think.
It's like
so you don't get the same impression of a blot.
Yeah, I didn't get in the comic book that I read it recently, and I didn't quite get that it was an ink blot.
Yeah.
Whereas in the movie, it's clearly symmetrical,
Right.
And it's from top down, so it's clearly an ink blot.
Yeah, my problem with that scene is they felt like they had to have Night Owl out there watching. And it really didn't add anything to the scene. He just stood there and stared.
And then did that little, like, no!
Yeah, exactly.
Thing at the end.
You mean the trailer shot?
Yeah.
Yeah. Total trailer shot?
Yeah. So that was my problem with the scene. Otherwise, I thought it worked pretty well. You know, edit him out and it's probably even stronger.
The one performance other than Malin Ackerman I didn't really like in the movie was Matthew Good as Ozymandias.
Yeah.
He's okay.
Yeah, I
feel like there were better options.
I don't know if I didn't like it, but again, Ozymandias isn't... He's not really an interesting character because he's like totally straight logical. Like his plot and his actions are interesting, but as a character, Ozymandias...
And totally makes sense in a really fucked up way.
Right. And so it like his actions are interesting and make sense, but he as a character is just sort of the guy that chooses to do it. And that's all he ever really gets, is I'm the smartest man in the world, and I'm willing to do this fucked up shit to save the world.
Yeah, see, now you're making me think about this too much. but you know, the more I think about it, I mean, even in the comic book, he's just kind of he's there for info dump, and that's it.
Right.
I mean, I realize he's the guy that has his finger on the trigger and stuff, but he's basically just there to give the speech, you know. And the cool thing about that speech is that he can say, "Oh, by the way, I'm not a dumbass. I did this 35 minutes ago." You know,
that little trope bust.
Oh, that's like the best part.
Yeah, no, that is
you guys
sweet.
can't fucking stop shit. Have a nice day.
You think I would tell you this if there was any way for you to stop me? It's already happened.
Yeah. And again, that's another thing I love about this movie. I mean, it's just, it sticks close enough to the source material, and the source material is sort of a subversion of your regular comic book. Yeah. And so putting that on a Hollywood screen is, I don't know, that's a triumph somewhere. I mean, because Hollywood they put out so much just recycled crap for the most part. Or if they find something like this, they take it and they do the Hollywood treatment. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just waiting for the sequel to Watchmen, really. I mean, you know, so Alan Moore can hate it even more.
What does that even fucking entail?
I'm waiting for Watchmen babies in V for Vacation. Which, if you've ever seen The Simpsons, they totally like.
This sounds like it'd be like Gotham.
You mean like a TV show?
Right. I mean, that's like, Batman Muppet Babies, pretty much.
I like that.
Watchmen babies. Yeah, in The Simpsons, Milhouse shows Alan Moore, who's voicing Alan Moore in the episode. He shows him, "Can you sign my copy of Watchmen Babies in V for Vacation?" And it's like Baby Rorschach, Baby Night Owl, Baby Dr. Manhattan, like riding on a surfboard together. It's fucking great. Oh man. Well, Russ, skip it, watch it, and best performance.
I would say watch it, and I'm also going to go with Jeffrey Dean Morgan as comedian. Just did a great job.
What about you, John?
I am also going to say watch it. Just be aware, the trailer that initially got released to that Smashing Pumpkins song... That trailer made it look like it was more actiony than it was, and I think that's one of the big reasons why movie-going audiences reacted negatively to it.
Yeah.
Because anytime
it's more cerebral than just Batman Begins.
Right. So anytime you advertise a movie as an action movie, and then it ends up being more of a sort of mind game type movie that doesn't have nearly as much action as the trailer suggested, you're going to have people react negatively.
Right.
Yeah.
So be aware, if you watch this movie, that it is not punch, punch, explosion, gunfight, punch.
No, but it is slow-mo, slow-mo, slow-mo. Slow-mo, slow-mo, slow-mo.
Yeah, but there are some cool action scenes. The stuff in the prison is fun.
Yeah, I mean, there is a small amount of action scenes, yes.
But, best performance... generally we try and not double up, but I'm also saying Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I mean, Russ, what's your favorite superhero from the comic? Not performance. Like, which one is your favorite?
Wow. I don't know, man. That's really a tough question. Because they're so not superheroes, you know? And so I kind of like them all for that. And it's inspired my own writing. I really like the idea of Dr. Manhattan, and I kind of use that as a springboard for my book Crimson Sun.
Like having superpowers and having that ability sort of distance you from the rest of mankind.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the superheroes in my world, they're not as powerful as Dr. Manhattan, but they're essentially a stand-in for nuclear weapons. They're all weaponized humans that have state sponsors. And they end up doing, covert actions and stuff. So it's kind of a blend of, say, the comedian and Dr. Manhattan.
I mean, and to be fair, Dr. Manhattan is not even supposed to be a superhero. He's supposed to be a god.
Right, yeah.
On top of everything else.
He's some total freak accident, yeah.
God is real and he is American.
Right.
He had his intrinsic field removed.
My favorite is the comedian. I love that cynical outlook that he has, and the fact that he still like fights crime, but he's just really dickish about it.
Yeah.
I love fucked up characters. Ramsay Bolton is my favorite character in Game of Thrones. I like watching actors and writers explain and create fucked up characters that make sense.
Right.
I mean, to be fair, the comedian is essentially a government, he's a character that the government is saying, yeah, you can just kill people.
Right.
Yeah, he's a government approved vigilante.
Essentially, he is a pirate. What were they called when they had letters of marque?
Oh, like privateer?
Yeah, essentially he's a privateer vigilante.
Yeah.
Sure.
And he's government approved, so he can just run around, kill people, doesn't matter.
Yeah. They make it pretty clear he's a spook or whatever. He works for the CIA and does covert ops and stuff.
Yeah.
Because watching those kind of characters is like staring into the abyss.
Yeah. It takes a special kind of person.
What's your favorite character in the comics, Chris?
Me?
Yeah.
I think the first time I read it, I was really enamored with the Rorschach character because I saw a lot of myself in the Rorschach character.
And he's super cool.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a badass.
But kind of the more I read it, the more I realized that I'm probably associate with
Night Owl.
Ozymandias more.
Oh.
Because, I mean, if it were me, I would do what it took to make peace. And if, everything else be damned. And that's a terrifying notion for me to think about. But I totally understand where his character's coming from. The needs of the many are outweighed by the needs of the few.
Well, and it doesn't hurt if you make billions of dollars along the way, too.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Which always sort of was, suspicious.
Yeah. I mean, I always kind of took him as a complete sociopath because, he's building up all this money and now he's like, I'll just fuck everyone up.
And in the comic books, there's one point where you see like memos from his company in the graphic novel. And he's totally planning marketing shit around this new peaceful world order.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's setting himself up nice.
Again, he's the character I most associate with. I guess it's kind of weird.
I think for a character,
should we be worried?
Huh?
Do what?
Should we be worried? No. You have some plans for world domination?
No.
Chris sets off a bunch of nukes all over the world.
But Ozymandias doesn't want world domination, though.
He says
I think he does.
I think he does through, money and power.
Yeah, but I mean, money and power are different than actually trying to instill world peace.
No, it's the best way to have world domination.
He talks a lot about, Alexander. It's great. I mean, he's definitely got this complex where he's the best leader. He makes that pretty clear, and that he knows what's best for the human race. He definitely wants power. I mean, that's his whole thing. That's what he wants.
And if
he's not shying away from it.
Right, and if people stop mugging each other at the same time, cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Plus, a peaceful, happy population is the easiest population to control.
Plus, and to be fair, villains are normally more interesting than heroes anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
So maybe that's why I associate with him and kind of like his character so much. And that's why I'm bummed out in the movie he's not as fleshed out as he is in the comic.
Right.
So, but I mean, for me, for the film, I guess watch it. I mean, I'm not a big fan of it, but I would say watch it unless you've already read the graphic novel. If you like reading, skip it and read the graphic novel. If you're not a big reader, watch the movie. I mean, the graphic novel's pretty dense. It's very dense with a lot of stuff.
It's like 387 pages or something like that.
Yeah. So if you're not into reading, watch the movie. If you want to read something great, go read Watchmen. It's more book than comic book.
Yeah, I mean, the last 4 pages of every chapter is straight text.
Yeah. Best performance... I'll go with Billy Crudup as Dr. Manhattan. I think he plays the character better than... He plays the character more reserved and kind of, reserved than I think a lot of people would have. If that makes sense?
Yeah.
He brings more nuance to the character than I think a lot of people would have given the character. So
far more than Arnold Schwarzenegger would have.
Or Dolph Lundgren.
No,
Maybe
I think
Dolph Lundgren
Robin
Williams in there.
Dolph Lundgren plays a very good stone-faced...
Street preacher? Street preacher? That shit.
Anybody who can't act but thinks they're acting, is that what you're saying? So like Keanu Reeves, he would have made a good Dr. Manhattan.
Whoa, bro. Dolph Lundgren can act, okay?
So, Russ, is there anything you want to plug before we wrap this up?
Yeah, actually. I've got my novel, Crimson Sun, and if you like Watchmen, you probably like that novel. It's available at Amazon and Barnes & Noble and all over the place. But I also have a collection of short stories. It's an anthology called Empty Quiver, and it's tales from that Crimson Sun universe. And that's going to be available June 1st. And actually, for a limited time, it is available for free if you want to come to my website at www.russlinton.com. And if you go to the newsletter sign up, which is at the top, just sign up for it, and I'll send that book to you for free.
Oh, shit.
So, guys, take advantage of that, please.
Please.
If you like listening to Russ talk, his writing is, I'm sure, even better.
I hope so.
Time on that.
Right.
That's right.
He's
that's
not
right.
just thrown into the fray with the two of us.
Yeah, I'm not just getting all of my material from YouTube. So yeah,
We should all three write a book and not edit it at all.
Oh, that would turn out great. Oh, God, no.
it would be something like Captain America 1990.
Yeah. Viewed through the smoked glass bottom of a boat.
That's right.
Right. What about you, John?
My Twitter is JohnLein1. There's the Chronicles from the Crypt, which we do every week. And next month in June, Culture Shock is doing Monster Movie Month in honor of the new Jurassic Park movie that's going to come out that we're all going to see opening weekend and that I'm going to hate.
And we have a lot of interviews lined up.
Yeah, shitload.
Like 7.
Nice.
So, keep up with the Kulturecast.
Yeah. And you can follow me on Twitter at HeelStash. Like the Culture Shock Facebook page on Twitter. Or on Facebook, Jesus. Follow us on Twitter. Man, one of these days I'll get it right. This weekend on Sunday is we're talking about final Kulturecast for the month of May. Constantine and Dylan Dog, Dark of Night. And we have guest host Mike White from the Projection Booth podcast on as well. Looking forward to it. I haven't seen either one of those movies in a long time, so I don't remember. I don't remember them being good or not. I know Constantine has Keanu in it, so Keanu is pretty much great in everything.
Neutral mask, bro.
And big thanks to you, Russ, for sitting down and talking Watchmen and Captain America with us.
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
I am a patriot, marching to the beat, blah, blah, blah. Look at me, I'm skinny, boom, abs. Now I'm still a patriot, forever fighting for the USA.